If you're new to blogging in 2026 and you're looking to grow your traffic, then Pinterest is where you need to be. In the ever-changing world of Google AI, where people don't even need to click through to blog posts to get the answers they're looking for, it is even harder to get traffic from Google than it was before. And if you want to see any significant traffic in 2026, you need to expand where you're getting your traffic from, and Pinterest is definitely that place to be. And I have helped people grow their blog traffic with Pinterest using these simple tips that are still going to be working in 2026. Now, the number one thing to know about Pinterest is it is not a social media site, it is a search engine just like Google, which means it runs on keywords. So just as if you were trying to rank on Google and doing keyword research for your blog post, you need to do Pinterest keyword research for your pin descriptions and your Pinterest profile as well. This means having relevant keywords in your bio, having relevant keyword research board names, and keyword research board descriptions, along with your Pinterest pin descriptions as well, of course. Board titles and descriptions are some of the most important places that you want to focus on putting Pinterest keywords, because that is going to give information to Pinterest about where to categorize those pins in the feed when you post brand new pins to those boards. And individual pin descriptions matter just as much for keyword research because the same thing happens. Pinterest is going to use those keywords to figure out where to categorize those pins on the feed and where to rank them and who to show them to based off of people's interests because of those keywords. So make sure you're paying close attention to those places. And if you want help with your Pinterest account and making sure that it is set up right, I do offer Pinterest account audits where I go through and I look at your account and I keyword research all the boards and I make sure that your descriptions are good and I give you tips on how to organize and fix your Pinterest account so that you will be in the best shape possible to rank. And I will leave the link for that down below in the description if you're interested. Now, the next thing that you need to focus on is your pin designs. These go hand in hand with pin descriptions. If you have good pin descriptions and Pinterest can understand what your pin is about, but you don't have an eye-catching design, then people are not going to click on it and interact with it, and Pinterest is going to assume it is a bad pin and they're going to stop showing it in the feed. So in order to have a pin stand out in the feed, you will want to have bold colors, bold, easy to read font, and a bright and clear photo, nothing blurry. Every single pin design that you do, depending on your niche, doesn't necessarily need a photo. But if you do choose to use a photo, make sure that it is bright, it is clear, it perfectly captures what the blog post is about, and it's not blurry. The main thing though is that the text is easy to read. People are scrolling pretty fast on their Pinterest feed and a lot of those pins are really, really small. So you need to make sure that that bold text is going to jump out of the page and people are going to read it super easy. So if you do have pretty scrolling or cursive font that makes it hard to read, people are just going to skip over it. And so far, if all of this feels really hard for you to do and you don't even want to think about it, I do have Pinterest management services that I offer where every single month I go through and I manage your account. I keep track of your boards, I do all of your board descriptions, keyword research, everything like that, and I create all of your pin designs for the month so that you don't have to think about any of this. And if you're interested in that, I'm going to leave a link to my services down below in the description. Now, once you get your keyword strategy down and you get your pin design down, the next thing that you need to focus on is your pinning strategy. You need to be posting consistent fresh pins every single day if you want to grow on Pinterest. I personally recommend posting between 2 to 5 pins a day. And the way that I do things for my clients is I pick a few links. Let's say I want to do 5 pins a day. I'm going to pick 10 links that I'm going to use for the week, and I'm going to create 5 separate pin designs. And those are going to be the templates for all the pins I create throughout the week. So link 1 is going to use all 5 of those designs and get 5 different designs created. And I'm just going to change out the title and switch it up a little bit for every single pin, so that I have unique titles. And then link 2, I'm going to do the same thing. Use all 5 designs, put slightly different titles on them, and save all 5 of those pins as well. So that every single one of those 10 links is going to get 5 separate pin designs. And then I just spread out those pins that I've created every other day so that the same link doesn't get posted twice in a row. Now, it probably sounds pretty complicated, which is why a lot of people will just come to me and do the Pinterest management so that I can do all this for them, because I have perfected this strategy over the 6 or 7 years that I've been doing it. And realistically for me, since I've done it so much, it only takes me about an hour to 2 hours a week to do this and have all the pins scheduled out for the entire week. So if you want my help, definitely check out the Pinterest management. But if you want to come up with your own strategy, here are the main things that you need to worry about. You don't want to be spamming the same link over and over and over again. Make sure when you post a link, it is spaced out a day or so before you pin that same link again. Make sure you are creating new pin designs every single week. And don't bother pinning the same pin more than once. Personally, I will pin a link and a design combo one time and I will not pin it again. Pinterest favors having fresh pins on the platform and they don't really prioritize repins as something that they push out very often. It's okay when other people repin your content, but you don't really need to be doing that. It's kind of a waste of time. But the main thing to know about Pinterest in general is do not give up. Results are going to take time on Pinterest, so you need to stick with a good strategy realistically for 6 to 8 months before you start seeing results. And notice I said a good strategy. If you start pinning on Pinterest and you have no strategy, or you don't have good keywords, you don't have good designs, you don't have all these other tips involved in your strategy, then it's not going to take 6 months for you to see results. It might take you even longer because you need a good, consistent strategy. Now, I have always seen results faster with my clients, but that's because I've been doing this for 6 or 7 years. I have a strategy, I have the keyword research down, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I can get results a lot faster. But if you have a brand new account and you don't know what you're doing, it's likely going to take you a lot longer to get in the rhythm, get a strategy, understand how to do keyword research and all of that before you start seeing results. But if you do need help with any of your pinning strategies or your pin designs, I have a video either right here or right here that you can watch. And I have a ton of other Pinterest content on my channel, so if you want to see any of that, make sure to like this video if you like, subscribe to my channel down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!